Hello?
Parker, where are you? We must run through the demonstration at least once before the grant committee arrives.
Yes. Sorry. Yes. Dealing with a personal issue. I'll be in soon. Promise.
YouTube, what up? Welcome back to another Pounds 978 custom video, and today I want to talk to you about classic Spider-Man, a classic recipe. In fact, a lot of people have been asking me to do this exact recipe, like everyone. Like, oh, can you give us a classic Spider-Man on a new Bullseye body with the Scarlet Spider head? And for me, I've always said no, because I don't want to say I don't, but for a while I didn't think the Scarlet Spider head fit on a new Sunfire Bullseye body. I always thought it was kind of small and slim, and that's why they used the UK head for the PS4 Spider-Man. And even I used the UK head for a lot of my customs when it came to this particular body type. But using the Scarlet Spider head now, I gotta say, bro, it looks great. I don't know why I haven't done it sooner, so thank you guys for recommending this head. I think the only problem with it, I think the jawline's a little small. It has a small jaw, but it does work. And here's the back logo, inspired by this comic image. People say it looks like a cockroach. It does, I agree. The new classic custom Spider-Man, lined up with every other kind of like traditional Spider-Man we've gotten from Hasbro so far. And if you want to know from, I guess, front to back, we'll do that. The one in the center, obviously, is the custom. The two beside him are the Ultimate Spider-Man. The one on his left, our right, is the 2-pack with the Vulture. The one on the left is the Space Venom Wave. Behind them are the Pizza Spider-Man, the Vintage Spider-Man, the House of M Spider-Man, and the McFarlane from the San Diego Comic-Con 4 or 5-pack. I forgot which it was. And then behind those two are Spider UK and the PS4 Insomniac Spider-Man. And then behind him, of course, is the Spider-Hulk. It's not really newish, but I still love it. If you haven't really gotten it, it's kind of from smallest to biggest, front to back, excluding the new custom having him up front, just so you can see the blue differences. One thing I will say that I do like about Hasbro and their traditional Spider-Man is that a lot of the blues, in fact, maybe all of the blues are different. A lot of the reds are pretty much the same, but they do vary from figure to figure, so not all of the reds and blues are the same. But I would like to see some different blues, some lighter tones, because now that I see this one, it looks really stand outish compared to the other two. I don't want to say great, because they all look pretty much similar. And removing the Spider-Hulk and separating the PS4 Spider-Man and the Spider UK, just to kind of get them lined up better, so you can see their sizes and heights. And I don't know, I'm not going to discriminate. A Spider-Man is a Spider-Man. I've said that before. So anytime I get a Spider-Man from Hasbro, I'm super excited. It's been the year of the X-Men, so we haven't gotten too many Spider-Men. But we have gotten a lot of Spider-Man, so you can't complain. And I'm glad I can take a break, buy other things like Mortal Kombat toys. Let's remove these little guys, the Ultimates. These are probably the least wanted Spider-Man from any of these Marvel Legends. And I think they line up pretty cool. I think Hasbro could give us a Spider-Man on this body mold, and it would pass as a modern Spider-Man. Someone in my Instagram, I believe, told me that it would be cool to have the Ultimate Spider-Man as young Peter Parker, have the Pizza Spider-Man as teenage Peter Parker, and then have the Sunfire body as the adult Peter Parker. And I think that was a really cool idea. It'd be cool to paint all three of them in the same color scheme and then sell them in a 3-pack. That'd be awesome. But here's a lineup of the 4 really fast. I just wanted to compare the Pizza Spider-Man, the Vintage Spider-Man, and the McFarlane, because it has the same head as the new custom. But kind of, you can see that they all line up equally. I think the Sunfire is a little bigger, of course, but it doesn't stray far away from Spider-Man's body type. So removing these Pizza Spider-Man bodies out of the equation, especially now that they, what I would like to think, messed up the butterfly joints. And I'll get into that in another video with the big time Spider-Man. But these older Pizza Spiders are obsolete compared to the new ones. But I still like the Pizza Spider-Man body. A lot of people think they're outdated and they're out of their time now. I disagree. Sure, I would like to see the Sunfire become the new Spider-Man body, you know what I mean, the new go-to. But they are releasing a new Spider-Man body with the Superior Octopus, so we still have to wait and see what that looks like. But what do you guys think should be the standard body for a Spider-Man figure? Quick comparison with the McFarlane and the new custom, mainly because of the eyes. It's the same head, if you guys are wondering. I know the eyes are done a little different on the McFarlane. If you guys haven't seen that before, it was a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, the Raft set. It was pretty cool. Came with a lot of cool figures. But I only needed the Spider-Man. But you can see the eyes are the same. The colors are not. The bodies are not. So it's just a preference. It's just what you think is better. Someone asked me to darken up the lenses to make them more McFarlane-ish, but that wasn't what I was asked to do, by the way. I didn't mention this custom was commissioned, and it was commissioned by another customizer, so I couldn't let him down. I wasn't able to slack on this at all because I knew he was going to maybe not critique me publicly, but critique me personally because he does great work himself. And if you guys want to follow him, feel free to follow this guy. Figure This Customs on Instagram. Really cool dude, bro. Down to earth. Give it a click. But you guys do know we did kind of get a classic Spider-Man with the vintage. That was their version of a classic Spider-Man using the same Pizza Spider-Man mold. And it was a success. It pretty much sold the look they were going for. However, I think now that I see Spider-Man in this lighter blue in comparison to the Pizza Spider-Man and then bringing it back to the vintage, I just like the lighter blue. For some reason, it reminds me of that comic book or these comic images. But this is what I was saying earlier about the color shading in Hasbro. I like how they do this. It just makes you feel like you have a new figure all the time. Even though it's on the same body, the color scheme makes it feel brand new. So I appreciate that. But I think we do need a lighter version of the Pizza Spider-Man. And this blue kind of even a little shade darker than this, because if you go lighter than this, it looks too white. But you know what I'm saying. Just going with what Hasbro gave us in the Pizza Spider-Man pack years ago, including some things they gave us with some other Spider-Man. So we have the slice of pizza, the interchangeable hands, the half unmasked head, the fully unmasked head, and then the adult head with the beard from the Cosmic Spider. Wanted to pull this out because I felt like the shelf colors matched this action figure perfectly. So that's pretty cool. But I did want to give this away a while ago, and I wanted to also give away another one I was working on. It's kind of the same thing. Corner shelf just has Venom on it. But one was going to be a giveaway for Instagram, the Venom, and then YouTube was going to be the Spider-Man. But I haven't finished this one. I was working on both of these when my hand injury was really present, so I wasn't able to make any customs. So I was trying to work on something, and ended up being these two shelves. But as my hand progressed and I got better, I stopped working on that other shelf. But I think they look pretty cool. Let me know what you guys think. If we should finish these up and give them away. I know I might have mentioned this once before in another video. But yeah, I think the custom looks great on it. I wanted to include the shelf and just give them the shelf, but it would have cost a little extra in shipping, and I'm kind of broke. But trying on some accessories, they all should fit perfectly because they all fit the same peg. They weren't designed for this body because they were made for the Pizza Spider-Man. But it does fit. It does sit well. It looks like it belongs on the body type, so you shouldn't have a problem putting your own unmasked Peter Parker head. Shouldn't have any issues with the half unmasked head. That fits. Looks pretty good. By the way, I didn't even paint this head at all. This is factory. So the red kind of matches. It is slightly different. I'm not going to say they're perfect. Same thing with these hands. I didn't paint any. I painted two of the hands. The two fists were painted, but the open hands and the thwip hands come from a Spider-Man, a factory Spider-Man. So the pizza should fit easily. You just got to bear with me because my thumb is not cooperating with me. You guys can see that big Z scar I have on it from the surgery. But it does feel a little heavy at times. But the pizza does fit, so it does look good. I just think they should just remake Pizza Spider-Man altogether. What do you guys think?
Okay, pues porque si tú ask me, I say we need Ross. We need all different kind of Spider-Man, okay? But we don't need a pizza otra vez.
Right, we can use them. New?
See, I pay with my money and I want to get new guy, okay? It's like the same guy over and over and over and over.
All right, yo.
Okay, I just
wow.
make it clear. And over.
Spider-Man and Venom, side by side, Eddie Brock and Peter Parker, so you can see their size difference. And I think it works, because if you look at Venom, he looks a lot bigger than Spider-Man. But I will say Venom's proportions do look funny. His head looks elongated and slim, and you can't see his eyes like in the front of his face like you're supposed to. But still, it doesn't look bad to me, and I I don't mind it. But I think they look, but I do think they look good side by side, and that was the reason why I have them both here. Like, where is the Spider-Man and Venom 2-pack? That's a no-brainer that Hasbro hasn't thought of yet. Like, Spider-Man and Sony are about to merge, so why not give us a 2-pack? What's going on, guys? Knock, knock. Who's there? Money. I have so many issues with this big time. Or at least two or three issues with this big time, and I want to explain in my review video, so we'll save that. But a 2-pack, Spider-Man and Venom, what do you guys think about that? For me, it's a definite no-brainer. Now for this next part, which could be the best part, but first, you got to get neck smart and get a head start and sand that neck. No, I'm joking. I'm sorry. Everything should be fully functional, like your average and standard Marvel Legend. I tried my best to eliminate as much paint rub as possible. I feel like this is almost 100% rub free, but you can never say that because sometimes things happen. But I will say that you can move anything. The head does go left, right, up, down. The arm does go all the way up. You can move the butterfly joint. Everything is painted inside. You get cobwebs all the way in. So when you tuck the butterfly joints out, they're visible. And then when you tuck them in, looking in the back, they're also visible. Everything lines up. I try to get symmetrical lines. That's the pain in the butt. Staring back and forth to the left and the right, making sure everything is symmetrical. But again, I tried my hardest to eliminate the paint rub only because, well, not only because I do that normally, but especially here, knowing this was going to another customizer, and I didn't want him to be like, look at Pounds, he's garbage. He thinks he's nice, and look what he hands out. And so I couldn't let that go. So I really tried to get this one as clean as possible. But again, everything does move. The leg does go up. You get a thigh cut. You can move that and not get any paint rub. Double jointed knees. You can split. You know how that stuff goes. Here's some quick work in progress. Nothing is ever clean when you first start. You can see the lines are very sloppy. Then I went back and tried to clean it up as best as I could before adding the black trim. Then once you apply the black trim, you start with some parallel lines going down. You start with the vertical lines, of course. Then when you got some vertical lines, you go horizontal. You're able to do some curved webs. And then you do some comparisons. But that's it, pretty much. Well, there it is. You reached the end of another Pounds 978 custom video. Let me know in the comment section down below. What do you think about this Spider-Man? Do we need a new classic update? Should it be put on the Sunfire body, the bigger body? Or is it fine the way it is on a Pizza Spider-Man mode? You guys are the judge. You guys are the voices that Hasbro listens to. So I think the more we assert ourselves and tell them what it is that we're looking for, they'll just hand it to us because they've been doing a good job as it is so far anyway. So I don't doubt that they'll eventually give us a Spider-Man this way. But guys, appreciate the love. Give me a thumb up if you like this video. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to catch more Spider-Man content like this. And of course, I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.
But if you choose to subscribe, you the man. Yes, you. Everyone below in the comments, yes, you too. Thank you very much for showing me love. Who knew? It's ironic how we think out the box for you too, right?
Sing, 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 sing. Everybody.